So what did you do next? Like, how did you, okay, I want to start learning how to channel. How did you begin tackling that endeavor?
Yeah. So for me, I had somehow been following a particular psychic medium that I whose books I really enjoyed reading. Her name is Sonia Choquette, and she's fairly well known. And all of a sudden, I had an email in my inbox that said, come learn more about intuition at this workshop in Chicago." And I felt this strong nudge to just go and learn from her in person. So it was like that was her introductory or level 1 class of, tapping into intuition, which is basically the place from which we channel. And she's such a clean and clear medium and psychic, and she has humor, which I really value those that can use humor, and it was lighthearted, and it wasn't all this seriousness around it. So I took the rest of her courses, I took basically through her teacher training level because I really was taken with, um, her style and also what I saw in my life of how it was affecting me and how I was able to apply this. I also found a local mentor who happened to be the mentor of my best friend who had channeled my mother for me originally, and so she sent me to her mentor, and I learned how to use a pendulum with a letter board, which helps us to get yes and no answers and also spell out names of our guides or our ancestors who are here with us. Woo, Ron has his pendulum.
I use it just for yes and no stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tool. So this local, mentor, she's on the other side now, but her name, was Sally Baldwin, and she taught me in the class how to use the pendulum and spelling words, etcetera. So that blew everything wide
Right.
open as well, and I just couldn't get enough of the learning and as much as I wanted to absorb. I remember the moment, though, that I received the nudge, the strong nudge, the shove, actually, that I was meant to start channeling for others, outside of my family and friendship circle. I was in a carpool line to pick up my kids from school, and I was asking my spirit guides, "Where's my next class? Like, who's my next teacher? What am I gonna learn next?" And I kind of heard and felt laughter, and they said, "Oh, no, sister, you're done with the learning for now. Now you have to go and serve the people." And I was not at all expecting to feel that or hear that or sense that. I was also not really very confident in that. So I sort of struck a deal and I said, if it's true, if I'm ready to provide that kind of benefit to others, and I know enough right now to be of service, then I will. And you all please be my gatekeepers because I know how sensitive I am, and I really can only serve those that are in a similar match of vibration to myself. If I'm going into space or with someone and it's very heavy or, there's just a lot of density, I'm gonna hold on to that for a while. I just knew that because I know how deeply I'm affected by energy. So within half an hour, I got a phone call from my first client ever, my first paying client, the first person that I had no connection to whatsoever, called me and said, "My esthetician just told me I have to call you and schedule a session. I don't even know what you do." She told me, "I need to talk to you, so why don't you tell me what you do, and we'll set that up." So it was thrilling and exciting, and that's how things have really built since then.
Wow. And obviously, the esthetician was someone who you knew and
Yes.
they knew what you did. One of your
Yes,
friends.
so the esthetician story is that I was laying there getting a facial, and her son, who is living, came through, like, tapping me on the shoulder and saying, "Tell her this, tell her this." And I was like, "Oh, no, not doing that. I am getting a facial right now. I don't even know what her spiritual leanings are. This feels way too risky." And my brain was coming up with all of these scenarios like, she's going to freak out. She's going to make me walk out of here with all this goopy product on my face. It's not going to go well if I share this with her. But he was persistent. So I asked her if it was okay if I shared something that his essence was trying to communicate. She said yes. I shared it, and she did stop for a moment, stop massaging my face, and I thought, "Oh, here we go." And she said, "He's never said that out loud to me, but I have felt it, that he feels that way towards me." And then 2 months later, when I went back for my next facial, she thrust a card in my face, and she said, "Read this." It was a birthday card that he wrote to her with the same exact things that he had said through me to her about how he feels about her, how grateful he is that she is the person that sees him, that really honors where he's at, that doesn't pressure him to be any different. It was incredible. So she said, "If you are taking clients, I am going to send gobs of people your way." And she made good on that. I can trace the first 100 clients of mine back to her.
Wow. Oh, that makes me emotional. That's a great
Yeah.
it's a great story.